Hello everyone! So today is my first writing, tips. If most of you don't know, I plan to be a writer. I am writing my first book at the moment and I'm really excited for it. But as a first newbie writer, as a person trying to improve their writing and figure out, wade their way through writing and characters and plots and everything, I have found certain tips and things that have helped me write better, and I decided, well, why not that I just share with you guys some of my writing tips and some of the things I learned. And I'm still new at this. I'm still not perfect at writing. I have days when I'm writing a book I struggle and I don't know what to do, and I read blogs and I go on Pinterest a lot and I look at things that could help me better improve my writing. So I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I have learned writing and that may help you. And so for my first writing tip for you today is writing dialogue. Dialogue is something that sometimes comes naturally, where I'm able to, the characters' conversations flow really easily, where I can just write the scene and it moves very smoothly. But there's other times when I write a dialogue, I know what the topic they're going to talk about, but I don't know how to approach it or start it out, or I know where they're going and I know that they need to have a conversation. The characters in the specific scene have to have a conversation, but I don't know what about yet. I know where they're going, I know what the next phase is, or the next scene or task that they're going to accomplish, but I don't really know how they're going to talk about it. And as an introvert, I struggle with talking. I'm more of an analytical thinker and I think more inside of me. So when I'm writing characters to be external and to speak and to talk, I struggle a lot more with that. So I have found two ways that have really helped me have characters to have a voice and to speak and have a conversation. There's certain days that are not easy. Sometimes I have to think about it more and figure it out. But there's two ways that I have figured out that it's easy for me to figure what my characters are going to speak and how they're going to talk. So I'm going to talk to you about those two things. So my first tip for you is there is an analytical approach that I take to it. For example, for me, I had two characters in a scene where the main girl character was going to get into a carriage. It's set in a medieval time frame where the setting of the story takes place. And the main girl character is going to get in the carriage and drive off. But I knew that she wasn't happy about being in a carriage. She would rather be riding on horseback, and she has a personal guard with her. So as she steps out of the palace she sees the carriage, and I knew that she was going to say something to her personal guard, but I didn't know what exactly and what was the conversation going to turn out as. Like, what is he going to say? What is she going to say? How is that going to approach? So I took an analytical standpoint and I took a notepad and I wrote, okay, what is this character feeling? Well, she's not happy about being in a carriage, and I wrote all the stuff about related to that. And then I looked at his point of view, her personal guard, and wrote what would be his response. His response would be for her safety. Horseback is not as safest mode of transportation for her. He's more of a fatherly figure. I wrote character traits and I wrote feelings behind each of why they wouldn't want to go or take that option or take that approach. And I wrote that down and I broke out their thought process. And there's a history a little bit about why this character doesn't want to go in a carriage and why the personal guard doesn't want her to be out on horseback. And I wrote that down and it helped me formulate the scene so much better. So if you take each character's point of view and what they're thinking and what they're feeling and break it down on a notepad, and then you go, okay, this is what she's going to say. She is not going to outright protest because she understands why she's going to be in the carriage, but she's going to reference that this is not what she's going to like. And then he's going to be protective and say, yeah, I know that this is not what you like, but here is the standpoint. And I was able to formulate the scene and it worked out so much better. So the first approach I would say is take an analytical approach. Break down your character's feelings, break down what they want, and what your character's preference is. If she's a little bit more bold, make her statement be bold. If he's more like hinting at it or referencing, add that as part of their dialogue. And then even if adding history is involved, like in that scene there's a little bit of history of why he doesn't want her to be in the carriage. And so I had a little bit of history. Add that in, and then your scene kind of comes to life. And that's what happened to me with this scene, where I didn't even know what the characters were going to say. I know the topic, but if you break it down, what they want, what they desire, it's so much easier to write that scene, and writing especially dialogue. So that's the first approach I would suggest if you're going to write and having a struggle writing dialogue. The second point is writing an outline for the dialogue. If you already know what the characters are going to say, but you're having trouble saying, like, keeping in your head what is most important. What do you want them to speak first? What do you want them to say first? What do you want to be the main word of reference you want to start the dialogue in? I suggest writing an outline. So for example, if a character is going to write an outline, just write an outline for the scene and do the topics that they're going to speak about. And so for example, character 1 is going to ask character 2 how they're going to do today. You want that to be first. Put line 1, they're going to reference how you're doing today. You want them to ask, where is another character involved? Why are they not here? You want them to be worried about their safety. Put in topic 1, what is most important, 2, important, 3, and then go down the list. So you're able to formulate the scene and go, okay, this is how it's going to flow. This is the topics we're going to hit on as we're going down through the dialogue. Because sometimes I have so much to say and I want the characters to say so much, and I'm like, I don't know how to formulate it. What's most important? Is they more important about the safety? Are they more important about how they're doing? How should I have what they want to talk about, but I don't know what's most important or how to start it off. So when you break it down, it's very more easy for you to say, okay, this is what's more important, and then it organically formulates to where it's very much more easily to move forward through the scene. And sometimes you work out and you go, you know, that's not the most important thing that I thought. If it's going to be more natural, the character might be more important about the safety than how they're feeling. So you might put safety first, then ask how they're feeling, and then it will formulate and you're able to move forward. So that is my second outline that I do for dialogue. So the first one is very analytical. Figure out your character's feelings, what they want to speak, how they would speak it. Is your character bold? Is your character timid? What do they want to say? Is there history involved? That's an analytical approach that can really help you write dialogue. Or you could do an outline approach, which is you already know what your characters are going to say, but you don't know how they're going to say it. So write an outline, bullet 1, 2, 3, you know, how is the character doing, for example. What is the safety involved? What is the plan to move ahead? Whatever that they're speaking about, write what's most important. And then you might be able to flip back and forth and go, oh, you know, that's actually not most important. That's not what my character would do. So move that to topic 1. So that is an outline approach, outlining what they're going to say, what points you want them to talk about. So those are my 2 approaches for writing dialogue. That's what has helped me. Those are 2 approaches that I have really done to help me write dialogue and figure out what my characters are going to say. I know the story, I know the plot, I know where they're going to, but it's been really difficult for me as an introverted writer, as a person that more thinks about things and speaks them, having those characters speak and make it feel like it's not written, it's just normal, it's natural. Making their dialogue feel natural and not as someone is writing them per se has been a struggle for me, but I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to get better at it. Writing is always a work in progress. Oh, back to what we're on. Writing is always, it's always going to be a struggle unless you do it all the time and it's just a muscle that you're getting worked. And eventually these things, eventually dialogue for me will be very easy. But for now, to help you and to write the best that you can be, or to help you figure out what your characters are going to say, these are 2 things that have really helped me, and I hope they help you too. So I hope you like this video. If you would like to follow me, I have a Pinterest board called Writer's Heart. My name is under Sharayah Noel in Pinterest, and I have a board called A Writer's Heart. and I post like really fun quotes and writing tips that have helped me, maybe they'll help you, and maybe just like a funny saying that associated with me and my writing style. So if you're really interested in a writer and want to build like a community, I feel like the people who follow me are like a community of writers coming together, and we're just here to improve our gift that we've been given. And so if you're interested and want to have, you know, good daily quotes, please follow me on Pinterest. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and please like this video if it has helped you. And don't be afraid to leave a comment or ask a question. If you have anything about writing, or maybe you want to see if another writer's experienced this, or if I'm experiencing an issue that you're experiencing, just please comment to me and I'll try to comment back as soon as possible. Since it's the holiday season, I'm more free. I'm off of school, thank goodness. So yeah, please interact with me if you want to talk and you're a fellow writer. I'm totally up for it. So again, have a very Merry Christmas and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye!